Hi everyone, it's your very favorite history teacher. Let me see your transcript. And I'm coming to you real quick. Let's start with the class, one of my classes. And I have to go to a meeting, data meeting in about 15 minutes. Life of a teacher, whether virtual or um, brick and mortar building. But I just had to come on because I couldn't. I like to read the news, trending topics, things that are going on. Uh, things that are going on in the news. So I was um, normally I would talk about the debate from last night, but I think we all kind of know what our thoughts are about the debate, and also Darren Moore did a really good job um, talking about it last night after the debate. So today I really am just concentrating on the fact that everyone has been saying that okay, Donald Trump and Joe Biden should do a Zoom debate since the president has COVID-19. And a lot of people kept saying, "Oh no, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it." I said, "Well, we just need to do a Zoom debate." And I kept thinking, like, they're right. He's probably not going to do a Zoom debate because guess what? Just like I know in Zoom for my classes, technically I'm a teacher, I'm a moderator, and I can basically, hey Medina, I have a mute button. I can use it. I can mute you and also can close, stop, kick you out of the room. And today, this morning, just like in true Donald Trump fashion, the election committee said, "Hey, yes, you guys can have a virtual debate because of what's going on." And there is nothing in the Constitution or any law that says that a president has to debate. Max V. Worldwide reminded me that President Carter, when he was president, the very first presidential debate, he didn't do, but he did do the second one. Yes, I agree with you, Morning Love, and also I was talking to Darren Moore earlier today. He's the same thing. Okay, and thank you, Moni, for sharing out my YouTube links on Twitter. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And today, he did the same thing, which I was like, okay, I knew he was going to do it. But then at the same time, he specifically said the reason why he's not doing it. He said, "Oh no, because they can cut off my microphone." Duh! We saw what you did during the first debate with your crazy self. Kept interrupting Joe Biden, trying to cause a stutter because according to Chris Christie, Joe used to have a stutter, and that's going to trip him up. It didn't trip him up, and guess what? Chris Christie got COVID. Karma. Got you. But I'm trying to figure out, did Chris Christie really try to set you up though? Because he really deep down don't like you. And then Mike Pence tried to do that last night, and Kamala Harris gave him the black mother look, black woman look. Like, excuse me, I'm talking, I'm speaking. He wasn't as belligerent as Donald Trump. Now that you got to do it on Zoom, and the moderator actually do got a mute button and can stop you, you don't want to do it. It's a waste of your time. You trolling in the polls now. Okay, don't come. But guess what? The 87-year-old Joe Biden, who doesn't have COVID, said, "Sure, I do a debate." Oh, and it was gonna be town hall people from the audience gonna ask you questions. That's what he really don't want, because that stuff is really off the cuff, really off the cuff. And to other Trump supporters, is this your king? Is this your president? That's who y'all voted for? And by the way, everybody, don't trip up on he has Donald Trump as COVID and does. Still take your butts to the polls. Mail-in vote, absentee vote. Get older people who just turned 18. They should have already registered already. Everybody vote. Y'all saw what you did last time. And all the people want to do Green Party and third party candidate. It ain't time for that foolishness. This political race is a game. It's about the number of electoral votes, and in certain states, the person who has the greatest number of popular vote gets those electoral votes. So certain states are probably automatically going to go to either one, but some places are swing votes. This is my thing. If enough blacks and Latinos and Asians and women go and vote more than the people who voted for Donald Trump, some of these states can change. Some of these counties can change. Because this is ridiculous. Do we really want 4 more years of this? No, we don't want 4 more years of this. And to the black folks, I had a friend of mine last night. He had a picture with his neighbor, who was a black woman. She's a Trump supporter, had our Trump hat, and he was like, "This is me and my friend. We're on opposite sides of the pole, but look, we can get along." That woman right there, she would not be my friend. I would not be taking a picture with her. Because you know why? Because the person you voting for got kids in cages. The person you voting for said grab him by the pussy. The person you voted for inflicted COVID-19 on people around him and in the fucking White House being negligent. The person you voting for called people banned people from certain countries, calling them shithole countries, and most of those were in the Middle East and Africa. Okay, that person keeps calling the flu that originated in China the China flu, which is reinforcing xenophobia against Asian people. That person is tweeting out, "Oh, we're gonna get through this COVID-19 crisis. I feel better than I did in years." Whereas I have a friend right now going through a long haul of COVID-19, and she's a doctor. Daryl told us last night, I almost started crying. I was trying to be there for him. His friend, another friend of his, passed away through COVID-19. You over here tweeting that bullshit? Shame on you. And I heard your niece is suing you, and I wonder if she's suing you because your goddamn brother died, and then no one ever said how he died anyway. He's a little bit younger than you, but he's still 71. This shit all started months ago when Vice President Pence's person in May got COVID. Then in June you held a rally. And then 2 months later, Herman Cain, who attended the rally, died. Then your Secret Service people who was there, because there was like 20 of them up there, they had to go into quarantine. And then we're going to find out other people have had COVID too. Now you got COVID after the debate where you did a fucking lousy job. George W. Bush, much as I dislike his ass, even though ironically he was actually a pretty decent governor, to me, of Texas, did a much better job at basically following directions to prepare for a debate. I'm sorry now. I think Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, the guy who owns Virgin Mobile, and Bill Gates are probably in a goddamn group chat. And when they saw your ass last Tuesday, they were probably, laughing their asses off. Like, look at this motherfucker. He keep on telling that he got more money than us for 20 years. And he in a goddamn White House. And look at his goddamn ass. Now you're up there with COVID. Your wife got COVID. They say your son don't have COVID. Praise the Lord. But I think all the rest of them who didn't want to wear a goddamn mask last week, they probably got it too. Yeah, but this is his thing. He already knows what the problem is, Gator Girl. He said, because we already know, because I do Zoom lessons and online lessons. I'm an online teacher. The teacher's a moderator. We can mute you on Zoom. I can even stop your video if you're doing something crazy visually. I can kick you out the room. And he knows that's going to happen to his ass because of the stuff he did the last time. I really want Texas to do this. And that last campaign against Beto versus Cruz, there were a lot of counties where it was purple. A lot more blue people came out, but everybody in the southern part of the state, they were all blue. Houston, Dallas area, Rio Grande Valley, El Paso, all blue. When you get to the middle point of Texas and all the way up, red. Red. And John Cornyn has to get out. He's going against MJ Hagar, and I want her to win. I want her to win. We haven't had a woman senator since Kay Bailey Hutchinson, and she was the first, and that was like in the late 90s. And actually, when she was a senator from Texas, I actually voted for her. Didn't vote for the other guy. Texas hasn't been blue since the 1990s. And it's ridiculous. Yeah, he don't follow rules. And then now the thing is, you can follow the rules at home, but you still don't want to follow the rules. Oh, that's great. Medina, great. I think I just got paid. Got to know I got paid today. I'm going to go give her a campaign too. That's ridiculous. Exactly. See, he's not. He can't have any. Don't control. He wants all the control. And then this is what really set me off and why I'm really here. He said, I don't that's a waste of my time. They can click me off, which is true. He said he's gonna have a rally instead. And I'm just like, Lord have mercy. Did you not hear nothing from the doctors? You have COVID-19. You are supposed to be quarantining and being at home. You already did the wrong thing. You didn't have people wearing masks and doing essential workers only, which most of those people I think can do their job from their house before your diagnosis. Now that you're diagnosed, you left the hospital early. Then on top of that, you left early. Then your doctor's lying. Then you're going to get in a car with two other people who have to wear a mask for you too. And that's if you wore a mask the whole time, because you were just doing that for a photo op. You know, if you turn the Bible upside down, you probably didn't put the mask on straight either. Okay. That's great. Yeah. Senior's not. Biden is a fucking senior. He's 87. You're looking at an 87-year-old and a 74-year-old. And if I'm a senior, who do you think I should have voted for? And got his kids and his son-in-law as advisors and stuff. And I'm just like, when did this nepotism thing? I thought, since the Pendleton Civil Service Act, you had to have qualifications for these jobs. Then I remember reading that he actually overruled some of the FBI's background check, because the FBI has to background check everybody. And they were like, oh, some of these people, they're not clearing the background check. But hey, he's the president. He's like, oh, well, they're cleared now. What the hell? I think he should be. And then Pence tried it, talking about he didn't want one of those little plastic barricade things on his plexiglass on his side of he's 78, not 87. I'm sorry. I don't want to keep saying 87, switching the numbers around. Then he got back to the White House. No, the two service agents in the car with him on the back from the house, they have to go into quarantine. He gets to the White House and, like he gets out, the car and waves at everybody. Why does he take his mask off? Look like he can't breathe to wave at fucking people. I'm like, this is how William Henry Harrison died, trying to be young out there in the fucking cold weather and caught the fucking pneumonia and died. Is this what you're trying to do? And then he walked into a room with other people. I don't even know if they had masks on or not. That was like, what are you doing? You can get sicker from doing that. And he looked like he was having a hard time fucking breathing. What are you doing? And they had to clean that place from top to bottom. Them 3 days he was gone. Shit. They need to be cleaning out fucking Mar-a-Lago down there in Florida too, because he likes to go there every fucking weekend. That means everybody that worked for him, whether it was hospitality, the gift shop, people who sit out his suits, His iron, everything he touched with, all those people got to get tested. All those people got to get tested. And you talking about you going to have a goddamn rally instead of a debate. You a fucking idiot. Our president is a goddamn idiot. No, he's not an idiot because he know better. He's a goddamn asshole. Because you don't care about nobody. This is extreme narcissism at its best. You are people putting people's health in danger because you want to look strong and in control in front of people who are most likely going to vote for you. But you're forgetting about the freaking independents who actually help swing elections. Some of these children in these families of the people that are probably going to vote for you, some of them are not going to vote for you. This Generation Z, they are speaking up, they're registering to vote, and they're going down in the polls. And some of these elderly people, they're switching up too. You know, pissed off the military, say one of them probably got you COVID. Hell, they all wore masks at the Rose Garden ceremony. You don't wear a mask. None of your people were wearing masks, but you want to blame the military for giving you COVID-19? You're the fucking commander-in-chief of the fucking armed forces. So if it's that case, you the fucking reason why you got COVID-19. You are at the top of the fucking chain of command. If you write a memo saying all y'all asses in the goddamn military need to wear a motherfucking mask from now on, they all would have wore a motherfucking mask. Matter of fact, they should put tape all around the goddamn White House. If I was the mayor of Washington, D.C., I'd send out the fucking health department over there. Be like, we're here to do an examination. We're here to rope off the White House. Y'all are fucking contagion. Y'all are not abiding by the health department and the CDC recommendations. So we're going to quarantine y'all out. The little remember they had a little barricade, the wall they were putting around because of the protesters. That shit need to go back on up. So nobody come the fuck over there. You have literally turned the White House into the most nastiest place in the fucking country with your actions. And then people on the who support him want to say, "Oh, y'all are not right for being happy because he got COVID-19." No, bitch, we are happy because his fucking karma done finally got his ass. Because guess what? We tried voting for other people in the 2018 election. We did that. That helped in most places. We got the House back. We tried impeaching his ass. We tried going through the courts to stop him from doing stupid shit. It's been hit and miss. And I'm sorry, just like Medina said last night, and I said a couple days ago, hell, I prayed for him to get COVID, and I meant it. I'm sorry. I'm a St. Peter type of Christian. I ain't there. I'm praying for the people that got to go into contact with him because he don't want to act right. You don't want to act right. And my thing is this, all the white people that are voting for him, this is what I'm going to say to y'all. You're voting for Donald Trump, I think you're racist. I'm sorry. Either racist or done. You're voting against your own personal interest. Your own personal interest. You're racist or you're dumb. And you're saying, and the black folks that vote for him talking about, oh, they're pro-life. Fuck that. You need to go by individual choice. There are Democrats who are pro-life in their personal life, but when it comes to doing other people's business, they say about it and they're pro-choice. I'm not going to make no laws stopping people from getting the fucking abortion. I am not them, and I am not their fucking doctor. And you need to stay out of people's business. Mind your business. And y'all upset about same-sex marriage and abortion. Then don't have an abortion. Don't go to a same-sex marriage. Don't marry nobody same sex. There you go. Doing that, minding your business, doesn't inflict on my civil rights. But you want to deny me a certificate or the ability to vote? Or you don't want to wear a goddamn mask because it infringes on your rights? What the hell? Religious rights don't trump equal rights. It don't do that. He is ahead, but he needs to stay ahead because there's still, I think, there's still some independents out there, but he needs to solidify him being ahead. You need every little vote counts. Everything counts. Because these people who want to do a third party and vote their conscience, or people want to write somebody in, I ain't got time for y'all to do that shit. This ain't the year to do that bullshit. It's a contest. We're in a two-party system, whether you like it or not. And this is also what I'm tired of too. All the fucking black people who are in the black conscious community who are telling people Biden is just as bad as Trump. He supported the crime bill. Let me say this. Y'all wasn't saying that shit when he was VP. When he was running for president himself back in 2012 or 2000. I mean, sorry, in 2008. You didn't say that shit then. And by the way, I think it was, I don't know if it was McAfee Worldwide or was it Rev G from Catching Hell and Checking Out the Plane said, remember the 1990s. Some of those people needed to go to fucking jail. Exactly. And most of the things that Planned Parenthood does, most of what they do is STI testing, mammograms, well woman exams, and natural and birth control. And by the way, natural family planning is one of their options in addition to abortion. And not every parenthood gives an abortion. And plus, there are clinics that give abortions that are not Planned Parenthood. And please stop, if all you pro-life people, stop saying, oh, well, Margaret Sanger was a racist and she was for eugenics and she was from Planned Parenthood. Let me say something. White people came up with that fucking shit to get black folks who go to church to side with them. They don't care about your motherfucking black baby. They really don't. Because when the baby come out, they don't give a fuck anymore. They don't. Margaret Sanger's views on eugenics, I disagree with, but she was an OBGYN nurse and noted all the black and lower class white women or immigrants were having 10 children and working inside out of their home, suffering and shit, and all the white middle class women that you saw coming in with 2 or 3 kids and fucking left. She was in her first pamphlets for Planned Parenthood wasn't advocating abortions. And stop spreading that picture of her in front of the Ku Klux Klan. That ain't even her. That's somebody else. And she did speak to the Klan. Hell, she spoke to black churches too, or she spoke to their ministers to talk to the women. Because guess what? There were women there. Who were the women going to talk to? This a woman from the outside? Or from some man in her life? She knew she was living in a patriarchal society. Shit. Y'all need to think. I'm tired of these goddamn black conscious people talking, oh, they're going to vote for Trump. I'm not going to waste my vote. Then shut the hell up. Because of all the white racist people and crazy people and stupid people voting for Trump, and your no voting ass is fucking it up for the rest of us. Shit. The only one. And by the way, this history teacher has gone to Planned Parenthood. No, I wasn't getting an abortion. But guess what? I got some fucking birth control because I didn't want to be a fucking statistic of a black woman with children and unmarried. So which one do you want? And CC Winans, shame on your ass. Shame on you. You ain't learned shit from Chrisette Michele. And Chrisette Michele has a beautiful voice, but she fucked up. And Mary did too. The only one I think someone says is working is the one that got the talk show. So right now I'm upset with these black super rich Christians who want to vote for Trump and all the shit that he's doing is in front of you. And then the black conscious community who's going to tell you, well, we need to worry about black economics and black uh, wealth and stuff like that too. Guess what? Those things are not mutually exclusive from voting. We need to have a three-pronged approach in the black community. We need political power, means we're voting. That means we also are dealing with our wealth, passing it on to our children, or at least advocating education so they can get a much better, so they can move up in society. If you don't want loans, go to a 2-year college, then transfer. Get an account at a black bank. Stop getting credit cards in college. Get on birth control, whether you're Christian or not. They got pills, they got shots. If not, then these dudes need to get on that goddamn, they need a pill for them too. Yeah, buy your own. Yeah, I got the shot all through college. Mm-hmm. What I say? Education, that get a black bank account, vote. Oh, stop using the black conscious community. Stop using your beliefs and the black Christian using beliefs to put down women and LGBT people in the community. Hell, we all got to work the fuck together. In the hell? And I'm tired of the black folks talking about she ain't black enough. Her father's from Jamaica, which means his roots come from Africa, and her mother was from India. She was born here. Means she's African American. She went to all black historic black college. She played at historic black university. Hell, I saw a picture of her putting hot sauce on her graves. That means she's black. And we saw her fucking hair was laid last night. You know somebody black did that? Come on. Y'all trying to do this semantic stuff. And that's what I'm saying. I'm tired of these people from the black conscious community, especially you ADOS people who always want to do stuff like this. Stuff ain't black enough for y'all. And then the other people, it's black folks, I'm tired. Aren't y'all tired? Because it ain't enough to just have reparations, especially when you ain't had no goddamn class about how to save, invest, pay off your debt. Goddamn. And I'm sorry, I don't want to take anything from Claude Anderson or Boyce Watkins when I've been hearing and watching and listening to them, the shit they saying is suspect. Hell, I rather listen to Funky Geneva, and he got his goddamn degree in economics from Florida State University. Fuck them. Selling black people stuff and then using our black heritage and everything to get stuff from us. Nah. We need to stay on task. We are trying to get Trump out of office. And the guy who's like actually saying the shit that we've been saying in the Black Lives Matter movement and the other movements and the women and the minorities and the LGBT people saying for the last 3 years. We all told you that shit. Actually, black women and black LGBTQ people told y'all asses 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. Like, this is not the guy to vote for. Now slowly everybody else is coming around. And he's using Breonna Taylor's death to sell his whatever his new thing he's selling. Who is Danielle? Daniel Salas, no. She is not a American descendant of American slaves. That's that ADOS talk, which surprisingly anti-immigrant. It sounds a lot like what the white people saying, very xenophobic. But I'm a teacher. I teach everybody. I'm teaching African American descendants of American slaves. I'm teaching second or third generation of students who are from Africa, who are from the Caribbean, okay, in all parts of the world. Yes, there's a distinction culturally, but racially, our asses are all black. Malcolm X said that we are Africans in America. He didn't make a distinction. He said we need to be culture, that we are part of the African diaspora that is in North America, South America, the Caribbean, and Africa itself. Exactly. Because some folks gonna get their reparation check and blow that bitch. Okay, and I know me personally, what I've done with money in the past, I don't want to make them same mistakes. I need to put some away in savings. I need to invest some. I need the rest of it to pay off my bills and leave some to whoever I decide to leave it to after I leave this earth, or to help my community. So just like that Dave Chappelle skit, some people for to buy fried chicken and FUBU and Nikes. Or like that skit on the Jamie Foxx show, gonna buy a fucking tiger. Goddamn iPhone 25 or some shit like that. All right. You know what I did with my $1,200 stimulus check? I paid some bills because this was the first summer where I did not work. And that's why I'm so thankful for this job that I have. I was able to classes the thing went back up. That's why I got this headset on, because it was looking like a phone operator. Oh Lord, I'm late to my meeting. Hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't even mean. I've been holding this in. I didn't mean to be on here this long. This just makes me mad. So I actually got friends who like, well, they don't support ADOS, and I'm not voting for them. Really? That's what you came up with. That's what you came up with. That's your issue. Not kids in cages. Not discriminating LGBT, taking away their rights in his own administration. But mm-mm-mm. But that's what you came up with. That's your reason. Mm-mm. Them not voting, and people who voted for Jill Stein, and then people who voted for who voted for Bernie. And Bernie had a fucking meeting with his people. Like, look, when it's time for this goddamn convention, it's not time for this. Well, not convention. I already had it. Go to the polls. You know who you need to vote for. Hillary Clinton should have been the last president. They were blaming her for stuff her husband did. She did say some shit back in the day. The Bernie people were not making it good. And then Comey ass didn't help with his motherfucking report anyway. Should have shut his goddamn ass up. And they're people who just didn't like Hillary. But you chose that fucking white man we got in office now, and look at where we at. And by the way, whether y'all understand it or not, Bill and Hillary have always looked at popular opinion. And they are always concerned about how people think of them. And so they will change when they are pressured. And that's exactly what she did in that last election. Because she, at the beginning of the election, she went all this with Black Lives Matter, all this stuff like that. All of a sudden, towards the end, she was saying the same shit Bernie was. I was like, damn. And you heard Kamala last night, who used to be a prosecutor in California. What did she say? Oh, yeah, I'm up for police reform. There should be some defunding. There should be some more training of individuals. Money needs to be moved around. Marijuana needs to be decriminalized. Hell, that's gonna get Biden and Harris money votes right there. You're gonna decriminalize marijuana in the whole fucking country, and then you're gonna expunge people's records. And then she said, they were gonna make it that chokeholds were illegal all across the United States. Hell, there you go right there. Mm-hmm. And then when they get in office, make sure that they actually do what they said they were going to do. Yes, it's called a primary. And by the way, primaries, there's nothing in the Constitution about that. This is basically done through practice and law. Oh, Lord. Whew. Jesus. Help us out. I'm tired. And then you got these black conservatives out here. Somehow the Democratic Party is just like the plantation. Well, girl, you in the Republican big house. Yes, people who can be worked with. And as you can see, the Republican Party, this is what their MO has been for the last 20 years, since the 90s. Whoever is their leader, that's who they're going to follow, even if they're wrong. They're gonna follow them to the end. And right now, it has gotten some of y'all asses COVID-19. That should tell you something. Listening to this man got some of y'all COVID-19. Matter of fact, some of y'all taxes actually went up. Went up. Because the laws got changed. And then when they do their taxes, they found they owed this year. That shit was karma. Oh. And then your president talking about he only paid $750 in 2 years. And like Kamala Harris said last time, it shouldn't be some extra zeros on there. You know, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, and Bill Gates was mad about that shit. When they saw $750, they're like, did y'all ever see this shit this morning? They were using all kind of cuss words on him. Do y'all believe this? People mad at me for the stuff I'm doing in my business, and this dude is paying $750 in taxes. And the goddamn president of the United States, I gotta pretend to like him. I love to be in that group chat. Y'all know they cussing his ass. Y'all know they are. Exactly. Still be pulled over for having black skin. One man was talking about, oh, y'all say the white cops are bad. And these what the white people have done in my life. That man is dead now. And I just feel, that man is dead now. Because a white police officer who took out his taser, shot it with him, and the man is having a reaction. You thought he was being threatened, and then you shot him with a gun and killed him. Then he had a previous tweet or post or whatever talking about how all these good white people had been to him in his life. And I'm just like, Lord, was this a lesson or something? Was this karma too? And I'm not happy that man is dead. I'm not happy that happened to him. But I'm just looking at the like, is this a lesson? This karma? And then when I saw the newspaper, when I saw the video, read the article, I didn't see no white people talking about, oh, y'all killed my son or my stepson or my foster son. It was his black father tomorrow. My son was dead over there. I can't believe it. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought he said he was raised with white people. Oh, kind of confused. But ironically, that man has been arrested and charged with murder. And I'm just like, wow, that was quick. But I guess they didn't want a situation like in Minneapolis or in Louisville. And this happened in Texas. Mm-hmm. And also, while I'm on here, I got some stuff on my. I want all of y'all who really don't know that much about Black Lives Matter to shut the fuck up. I need you to Google some websites, and not the conservative ones you normally know about. Put it in Google, Black Lives Matter, and see what pops up first. Google. Because some of y'all are saying things like, y'all don't understand Black Lives Matter. They're pushing forth this gay agenda. Because the three founders of the Black Lives Matter movement were Black members of LGBTQ. But if you notice that those three women have been advocating for justice for mostly Black heterosexual men, they haven't been Black LGBT people. Your homophobia is showing. Your homophobia is showing. And then some of y'all Black Christians like, well, it's not Black Lives Matter, it's Black Lives Matter. You wasn't saying that before we said Black Lives Matter. Well, they're advocating about, well, who said that? And this is something y'all have to understand something. What did y'all think the civil rights movement was actually about? Black people demanding equal justice. And if you look at all the other movements in the 1960s, it was called the American Indian movement. It was called the Chicano movement. So who's called our movement civil rights when it really was Black rights movement? And by the way, not all Black people agree with all of those civil rights organizations, which was CORE, SNCC, NAACP, Urban League, the SCLC, who all made up the civil rights movement. Guess what? The Black Lives Matter movement has several Black Lives Matter movement organizations that don't say Black Lives Matter movement in front of it. Like Baltimore, they have Leaders of a Beautiful Struggle. Now, there are a lot of local Black Lives Matter chapters. Some are affiliated with the larger Black Lives Matter organization that was founded by the three women who started the Black Lives Matter movement. But some are not. Like Houston, we have two Black Lives Matter organizations. One is HOU, and I've interviewed one of them, Brandon Mack, and the other one is HTX. They both are working for the same thing, but the HTX does a lot of like rallies, helping people who have, people who have been shot by the police, going to speak in front of city. They're very in your face, very, but still working within the law. The HTX does more things about Black Lives Matter in our own community as far as programming and education. Like I said, we need a three-pronged approach to how things need to be done in the African American community. And then some people are like, oh, I don't like the black what they're about. Are you talking about the national organization or the one in your community? There's a difference. And by the way, the NAACP is still around. When was the last time you heard them say anything? The Urban League is still around. When was the last time you said anything? They said anything? I'll wait. And by the way, I'm gonna pick on this organization. Apologies, Daryl. All you in your black historic black fraternity and sororities. When was the last time y'all said Black Lives Matter or was in a demonstration with your letters on? Are y'all doing something in the community that I'm not aware of? Y'all have a national organization in state and local chapters, grad and undergrad. Just saying. Just... Yes, girl. And the one in my hometown, they fucking fighting. And you know why they're fighting? Because the younger generation, who is like 30, older millennials and myself, want to move the organization in a new way, but the older ones don't want to give up, don't want to have a change in power. Thank you, Skate Queen. Can you email me that? Because then I will definitely highlight that on my channel. Like, hey, these are some individuals who are advocating for Black Lives Matter in the community. Just saying. What about historically black universities and colleges? What kind of programs are y'all putting on that reinforces Black Lives Matter? Alumni of those colleges, what are y'all doing to help that college with that Black Lives Matter? Or do you only care about, games and the band? Oops, did I touch your nerve? I'm sorry. Not sorry. Mm-hmm. Just saying. Man, because I think believe George Floyd was an alumni. TSU? No, he went to Jack Yates. Just saying. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just saying. Just putting it out there. Something to think about. Exactly. A lot of people thought he was a communist because that's also what a lot of civil rights organizations and activists were under surveillance. Also, people in the Black Power movement were under surveillance. MLK, and Malcolm X were under surveillance, and they used the word communist as a way to put down those who were activists. Just like now, people who put down the Black Lives Matter movement will say, "Oh, they're being racist too. It should be all lives matter." Oh, the organization was founded by LGBTQ people. They have their own agenda. No, if you go to the organization page, it tells you what they're actually advocating for. Which y'all stupid ass. I'm sorry. I'm just tired. You know how frustrating it is to be a history teacher and to be a person who reads history and you're literally seeing your history repeat itself. And it's like, damn, did nobody else pay attention in school? Was it just me? Was it just me? Just trying to figure it out. Also, what I'm on here, since I'm on a roll, some of y'all really on my goddamn nerves talking about, Breonna Taylor's family took the $12 million and Ben Crump, he's just in it for the money, and that's why they took the money instead of keep fighting for their their daughter and that's why the cops got basically a slap on the wrist. Y'all wasn't saying that shit when it was Trayvon Martin's family. Y'all wasn't saying that when it was Eric Garner's family. Y'all didn't say that when it was Sandra Bland's family. You think I got $1 million? But was it because of the amount? Or was it how quickly they got the money? Because usually in other cases, they've had to take several years. Louisville, I think, was just trying to stop any further demonstrations, and that shit didn't work because the men didn't get arrested for murder. And to imply that the family sold out, that is just completely fucking disrespectful. That is not going to bring that woman back. And then to imply that her lawyer is in it for the money. Oh, he's always on the case. Probably because they called him. They've been calling. He's been obviously he knew what he was doing because the first case he did, I think, was Trayvon Martin's family, and then because he become more well known, they keep asking for him. How you think Johnny Cochran became so famous? Because he took a lot of cases and knew what he was doing. Like, Lord, what is? Well, what other lawyers should they call then? That's what I want to know. What other lawyers should they call? Yes. Started their own food programs, and guess what? The federal government did Head Start and had lunch programs for schools that we still have in place today. Yeah, they gave them the money because they knew, like, oh, okay. And because the city tried other things. They tried to get other people to say, oh, she was in the drug business. I got a friend who's saying that shit now. I told her I don't have time to have this conversation with you about that. Exactly. They had to pay out. Exactly. And plus, he's in another state. And so if he can't go there, he has to either send an associate or find a lawyer in their state to work with. SCLC, Dr. King, they had lawyers. SNCC, they had lawyers. Court, they had lawyers. And the Black Panthers had lawyers. A lot of them were college educated. And if they could get the money, they find someone, or someone would come and offer their services. If you look at the Fred Hampton story, Murder of Fred Hampton, the documentary is on YouTube. They had two lawyers. One was white, one was black. There were woke white people back then, just like there's woke white people now. Exactly. You're supposed to announce yourself when you go to somebody's house. And then not all the people were actually shown to be a part of the family. And you that fucking AG who's married to Mitch McConnell's granddaughter. Fuck you, nigga, because you crazy. You fucking motherfucking sellout. You're just as bad as what's the man? Clarence Thomas on the goddamn Supreme Court. I hope you catch COVID. And I hope your wife leave you for a white man. That's how much I feel about the shit right now. And then that's what I don't understand. And then you want to say, oh, we black people should have more unity. Then some of you who calling for unity don't want to unify with all the black people in the fucking community. You're acting like the white people of our own fucking community. Mm-mm-mm. Lord have mercy. Lord, I'm gonna have to rename this live. I talked about a whole bunch of stuff. This is ridiculous. Thank y'all for letting me speak my mind, to say what was on my mind today. I wasn't planning on being here that long. My next class starts in 20 minutes. So, uh, not exactly. There was an incident here in Houston. A white couple were victims of a no-knock warrant. Then in this case, they found out the warrant. Uh, the people who put in for the warrant lied and had the wrong information. So these people had so much heroin and all this and that. And they went in their house and they didn't find it. So now all their officers' cases have to be reviewed, which one of them was George Floyd. But those two people died. I think their family is suing the city. But now those officers who were involved in a no-knock warrant, guess what happened to them? They got arrested for murder. Why couldn't Breonna Taylor's do that too? And by the way, the Black Lives Matter community advocated for them because they were victims of police violence. So it's not just, yeah, Black Lives Matter will actually advocate for white people when they're victims, or Hispanic or Asian people when they're victims of police violence, more than people who are in the All Lives Matter movement or the Blue Lives Matter movement. Am I talking for a lot of you? Oh, Lord Jesus. All right. Well, let me get in here and get ready for my next class. It starts at 1 p.m. I'll talk to y'all later. I might need to come on later. I need to talk about this Umar Johnson with his stupid ass. Uh, he was on some program. He's still getting people to do interviews with him. And then Nick Cannon had an old interview of him from months ago that he did of Umar Johnson, but he never released it. Well, he released it this week. So I wondered should I do a reaction to it? And then plus he done got a membership group. For what? That's another one. I'll talk to y'all later. I could keep on talking, but I gotta get to work. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Bye.